So this is now what we're doing, a far more important election than it was 2 days ago.
All right, we're going to try and keep this focused, although so much has happened in such a short period of time under this piece of shit criminal fraud idiot, Donald Trump. Everything Trump touches turns to shit. Always. Now the business failure Trump has failed at politics and as a wannabe dictator. Trump's failed violent coup and treasonous anti-American insurrection will define Trump's entire history, and his family's, and his associates. Everything Trump's touched. He's touched them all. They will all, if they haven't already, turn to shit. Trump won't hold a public press conference and inform the country of what he's done, what his staff has done, what his clan of shitbags have done. Simply won't do it. Trump won't hold a public press conference speaking to all Americans because Trump knows we despise Trump, and the vast majority of us voted it out of occupation. Trump knows that. Trump knows it lost, and it knows it lost bigly, hugely. Trump loved its now permanently suspended Twitter account, since that particular account specifically targeted Trump's disgusting minority cult of vile, traitorous, criminal scum. That's what Trump attracts, the lowest common denominator. Pieces of shit. Just like Trump. Trump's such a profound failure, it couldn't even maintain a Twitter account. Trump's fascist, traitor cultist idiots are subservient to a failed tyrant wannabe. Many of those idiots, with their failed attack on democracy and their failed insurrection of our capital, were clad in Walmart fake military regalia and tacky, classless drumpwear, which is a combination of ugly screen-printed branding with Trump crap all over it and cheap Chinese-made sweatpants and sweatsuits that crap on it. They look like pajamas. They look like idiots on a mental ward dressed in their daywear, in their pajamas. It's absolutely hilarious looking, these idiots. When have you ever seen anyone in a screen-printed, idiotic pajama jumpsuit, his idiotic drumsy garb for President Barack Obama? Could you imagine people parading around the streets in garments screen-printed with President Barack Obama, all of them, driving around with gigantic President Barack Obama flags hanging off their vehicles and wearing giant hats with things hanging from them that say Obama, or little small Obama heads around the brim of a hat hanging down like some kind of a fucking walking amusement park, some sort of walking freak show. It's just pathetic. What kind of criminal scum, what kind of treasonous vermin Trump attracts? What if the 1 million plus peaceful pussy hat protesters had behaved like Trump's 15,000 fascist brown shirt criminal thugs and descended on what is now the white trash house? What if they had just come in there, 1 million of them, and surrounded the place? They would have covered it like ants on a cupcake at a picnic. They would have literally devoured it in a matter of seconds. But 15,000 of Trump's criminal idiots failed at their violent insurrection, failed at installing a failure, a fascist fraud, a tyrant wannabe, a king wannabe, an imbecile carried on the shoulder of morons who literally trip over their own feet, dropping the wannabe tyrant down into a sewer and then putting the lid on inadvertently by stumbling around, kicking it. So that now their tyrant wannabe is sealed in the sewer where it belongs. Now we have to remove that sewer lid and put them all in there with that vile piece of shit. So Drump's despicable 15,000 idiots caused the death of one of their own criminals. One of their own traitors was killed, as well as an honorable police officer, a patriotic law enforcement officer protecting democracy from Drump's criminal scum. It's just unbelievable. This stuff's hard to believe, that we had an imbecile tyrant directing other imbecile tyrants and radical right-wing extremist, vile, treasonous scum to try and install it into power after it lost an election. It lost hugely. It lost bigger than anyone's ever lost before, which is what Drump does. Drump has always been a failure and always will be a failure, which is why it never disclosed its taxes. Drump's fake university, its fake charity, were shut down for fraud. Drump is a tax cheat and a tax fraud. Drump is an idiot who is followed exclusively by other idiots. For you, idiot Drump, it's a little reality that you'll have to live with. Because of you, Georgia's 100% blue. The Senate, too. Soon Drump will be booted in a matter of hours now. Then Drump and its criminal clan of scumbags will be criminally prosecuted. There's no way out of it. Drump doesn't want to resign now because his clan of scumbags were threatening the life of Mike Penis, Drump's vice idiot. They were putting up gallows outside of the Capitol to hang various elected officials. Drump's criminal scum erected a gallows outside of the Capitol exclusively for hanging Mike Pence. These are his law-abiding, wonderful creatures that Drump called wonderful. He said he loved them after he had seen this violent criminal rampage they were executing on our government. It's just unbelievable. So those scumbags will all be prosecuted. But Drump always creates massive, intractable debt, which he has. He's created what it took America 70 years to create in debt, the deficit. Drump created in 4. Drump will be the only occupant in U.S. history thus far who will leave occupation having fewer jobs than when it was installed. Drump's MO is to create massive, intractable debt and enemies. So now Drump is going to try pardoning itself because Mike Pence is furious at Drump for directing its massive criminal scum to come after Pence. So now, if Drump resigns, he can't trust Pence. Pence may not pardon him after he's sicked his mob of criminal degenerates and murderers on Pence. He may decide not to pardon him. Drump won't take that chance. So if Drump tries a self-pardon, which there's already a memo on that from 1974, he will be rejected. It will be invalidated and it won't be accepted by the court. So he may very well have to face federal charges as well as the many, many criminal and civil charges that are coming down the pipe right into Drump's face. But rest assured, Drump will die in prison. It won't be free. It won't be palling around with its criminal scum anymore. It'll be locked in a cell. And that is how you make America great again. Bye, Drump. All hail President Biden and Vice President Harris, your new president and vice president. As long as you're living in America, anyway.
If Mike Pence does the right thing, we win the election.